how to manifest more money. And we're doing this in a very unorthodox, unexpected way. So keep listening till the very end, okay? So, money. A wise friend once told me that money is appreciation. That was the definition of money. I never heard that until he told me that. And when he did, it made me think a lot about money. What do we do with money? We buy things that we need and or want. And in essence, we're appreciating what we're buying in most cases, whether it be food, a service, or just something nice we want. Okay, so we're showing appreciation with money, either for ourselves or others, or just our mortgage or house. We're appreciating shelter. We're doing amazing services or items are coming to us because of the money we're earning through work or otherwise. So money is appreciation. Now let's take it a step further. We take things so seriously, with the money, and I get it. And there's many people in very desperate situations. So when it comes to money, I'm asking you to look at things a little differently, just for today and perhaps forever. So let's look at money a little bit differently. What if, just for a day or a week or a month, we really made a point to appreciate what we were spending our money on? How do we do that? Well, you're going to pay your mortgage, you're going to pay your taxes. You may not appreciate that just yet because it looks like a bit of a chore, and trust me, I understand. But let's do something a little more unorthodox. Let's go back to your youth, childhood, all right, for a moment. I'll give you an example of what I did. Go back and think about something that when you were a kid, right? And there may not be a story for you, but for me there was, that you love to buy. And you had just an allowance or something, or a few bucks or birthday money, and you went ahead and you just spent it on something you loved. And you thought nothing about it. You just appreciated that you had the money, you appreciated you spent the money on this particular item. Think about that for a minute. Make a little list. Go back to your childhood, come on. List three things. For me, it was Magic Cards, right? It's a trading card game. When I was 10 or 11, I played so much. And whenever I got some income, whether it be just an allowance or snow shoveling or mowing the lawn, I went ahead to the local comic book store and I bought Magic Cards. I also bought wrestling figures, right? Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures or Ghostbuster figures or Ghostbuster house. I remember all these things because they meant so much to me. And I still to today appreciate spending the money on those things. So here's a challenge. Write that list. Take a few dollars of what you've earned and just go either do the thing you loved, do the thing you would have had no problem spending money on in the past. Just do something, whether it be, this is so simple. Take some money and buy a handball or a basketball or a soccer ball, whatever it is you love or loved, or maybe forgot you loved. Revisit that that childhood moment in you and enjoy this again. Try it again. So what I did is I actually took a few $100s, and normally wouldn't do this, and I invested back in Magic Cards. It's been 20 some odd years. And guess what? I did that. And I appreciated every single card that I bought. And I didn't buy the new cards. Okay, there's many new cards that are out. I bought all the stuff that I would buy as a kid, which is now expensive. But I just bought it, and I didn't think twice. And what I did was, I made a set of cards that can be played with friends, right? It's kind of like when we were kids. So what did I do, right? So I appreciated every dollar and cent that I spent. So what did I do? I contacted some friends from middle school, elementary school, high school, the years in which we would have appreciated these Magic Cards. I contacted them, and all of a sudden, one by one, I got to play cards with them again. And the unbelievable appreciation, the love, tears, just smiles you don't see on people. There they are. They're back. And this is my anchor moment for spending and loving money. And see how it's just so powerful. Please listen to me. When you can take something like money and transform, bring it back into a more positive light, think about how powerful that is. And then you start seeing that it can happen in other ways too. And in other ways, you can start appreciating the money you're earning and working so hard for. And even something, like buying your kid something they love and trying to remember what it felt like as a kid to get something you love from your parents. And not spoiling your kids, perhaps, but just seeing the smile on their face can wake up the inner child, the kid who's dormant within you. And that's very powerful. And I want you to see that. So every time I bring out these Magic Cards, I know it sounds silly to some people, but not to me. I see joy, love. I see the kids playing again, myself and my buddies. And we're playing again like kids. And there's magic there, ironically. And I think that's really important. And I think it's really important to reframe money. So you want to manifest more money. For what? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to still hate spending it? You know, hate having to save it? Is there hate there? What's your relationship with money look like? How do you manifest more? What's your relationship currently like? These are questions that have to be answered straight away, okay? And is very often not addressed with this manifestation. I want $1 million. What will we do with it? I'll be happy. Will you? Well, can you answer that question? Will that fix all your problems? What if you took a little time to be a kid again, right? Oh, I'm so busy. I have so many jobs. I got to tell you, there are 3 kids that we're raising here. We own and operate a farm, right? That happened last year. I'll tell you more about that one day. And there's a full-time job here and multiple contracts in terms of consulting. And this is not to brag. This is just saying, when I spend some of this money that I'm trying to earn on something that I loved, it changed everything. It changed everything. And when I go out and play cards again with my buddies, the money view changes again and reframes itself automatically, because I know there's money spent in that collection of cards and I know how much happiness it's bringing. That's what I'm trying to say. Reframe money for you, for the inner child, or even something you did as an adult that you loved. It depends what age you're in your life. Just think about what that is. Perhaps it is something with your children that you did that you're not doing that they would appreciate too. And it's funny, with my dad, he used to bring us to play video games, arcade games, sorry, and to movies. And this is something and mini golf and things like this. And for him, that brought him great joy. At the end of a week, on a Friday, we went to mini golf and a movie. And sometimes we played video games at the arcade down the road. And the appreciation, the magic, for that. Now I understand. He works 2 jobs, right, for his whole life. And he spends that money, or at least some of it, on us, but also on himself. Maybe he did that as a kid. Maybe the mini golf and bowling and arcade and movies were a thing he did. And maybe he found that. Have you ever considered to reframe money? Most people I speak to are a little shocked by this idea because it's so serious. All right, now write down 8 manifestations, ideas of how you'll manifest more money. And, the question that's not asked is why, and to what end, and do I love money? What's my relationship look like with money? And these are the questions I'm asking you to ask yourself. If you do that, maybe you will love money again. I'm not saying I love money all the time. There are moments where I'm just not at peace with it. But I'll tell you, the scales are tipping in the favor of loving money and appreciating it more now than I can remember since being a kid. So there's some magic in that. So please like and subscribe, and please leave me comments. I love comments. And once again, thank you for joining me. I love you all. Have a wonderful day, and bye for now.